Watching your local television network, TSPN, and now TSPN proudly presents Today's Seniors Living Well with your host, Laurie Webb.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Today's Seniors Living Well. This is our fourth series and our fifth show today of the fourth series. The theme that we picked for 2013 was Make 2013 Your Lucky Year. And all of the topics that we've been dealing with for the past 4 weeks have had to do with being proactive about making sure that you have your life planned, you have your future set up, all those good things that you make your own luck with. Last week we talked about some fairly serious topics. Dan Riordan was here from hospice. We had Gwen Christensen talking about estate planning. We had I already said Gwen. We had Regina from Daenerys talking about that unfathomable thing that we have to face, that we're all going to die sometime, and sharing all the services from Daenerys. Today we're going to be a little more upbeat and talk about stuff that can help you in real life. And joining me today is my old friend Debbie Shally from HICAP, or from the Area 12 Agency on Aging, and she's the HICAP manager. We've had Debbie on many shows in the past because there's so much information. But you know, Deb, it still amazes me how many people walk into the senior center and say, is there somebody that can help me with a Medicare business?
We get that every day.
I'm sure you do.
Day.
So for the benefit of the listeners who have been kind of ignoring Medicare because they didn't want to think about it, but now they're 64 and a half, can you tell us a little bit about the HICAP program?
Well, we can definitely make it their lucky year if they come into HICAP because we can help them to understand how their Medicare works. HICAP is Health Insurance Counseling and Advocacy Program, and we help Medicare beneficiaries, pre-Medicare beneficiaries, and dual eligibles navigate the Medicare maze.
Okay, so, dual eligibles is?
Medicare and Medi-Cal. People who are receiving both state and federal
assistance.
Federal programs, yes. And if somebody's 64 and a half, coming into HICAP, we can help them understand their options, which could make it very lucky for them because they could have the right selection.
All the plans.
All the right plans and all the right selections.
So coming in early is a good thing.
Yes, 3 months before their 64th birthday.
3 months before our 65th birthday. Okay.
Or if you're disabled, as soon as you know your Medicare is going to go into effect, which is usually the 25th month.
The 25th month of being
on disability.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I wondered how that works. But
yeah, it's 25th month.
You do see people who are under 65 if they're disabled. So.
And we do see family members if the Medicare beneficiary is not able to come in. We will definitely talk to family members also because they're talking in lieu of their parents or their family member. So definitely, if it has to do with Medicare, we'll talk to them.
Okay. Do they need to bring in any permission slips or anything?
Well, we're not going. If they have power of attorney, yes, we can help them with. We can help them enroll. But if they just want information or to know maybe what the options need to go home and talk to mom and dad about, we can help them without a power of attorney because it's public domain information.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're not giving any specific about mom or dad.
Right. So they're not going to be able to come in that first time with mom and dad's drugs and get all enrolled and everything. They'll just get the information.
Correct.
Take it back to mom or dad. Or in some cases, we've seen actually a younger spouse dealing with an older spouse.
Definitely, they will come in. If they don't have power of attorney, and we will explain to them that having a power of attorney will allow them to make these decisions. And if they ever have to make decisions with Medicare or get information from Medicare, having that power of attorney will help them also. So we will explain that to them, but we definitely will not leave them with no information. We will help them.
That's great. And there are a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. It's not just how do I sign up for my Medicare card.
No.
There are a couple of, actually I think you talk about 4 parts?
There's 4 parts of Medicare. There's your A, which is your hospital, which is usually free if you've had your 10 years full-time or 40 quarters is what they call it. Your Medicare Part B, which is your doctors, diagnostics, durable medical equipment, and something else I can't remember right now. Doctor's appointments.
Lab tests.
Labs, diagnostics, yes. And then there is Medicare Part C, which is also known as Medicare Advantage plans, which would be your Kaiser, your PPO plans, your private fee-for-service plans. They're Encompass plans, which is your A, B, and your D are encompassed in C.
So it's A and B and D.
Yes.
Or C.
Correct. That's
Okay.
exactly, that's
All right.
perfect, yes.
And in Amador County, the only people really that do C are the ones who live in Plymouth and Ione and have access to Kaiser.
But there is a private fee-for-service, which is a non-contracted Medicare Advantage plan, and that Secure Horizons is here.
They are?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a non-contracted, which means there's no contract between the doctor and the plan. So he can say, okay, Laurie, I'll see you. I'll try billing, but if he doesn't like when, what, or how they pay, or anything about it, he says, Laurie, I'll see you, but I'm not billing your insurance. You have to pay me, and you have to file the claim.
Okay.
So that leaves a lot of people with financial costs that they don't like.
That they don't want, And we had a lot of problem with when we had an influx of people from the Bay Area who were told that, oh yes, Secure Horizons, they're up there, you can just go out.
Yes.
I'm sure your high-cap counselors ended up dealing with a bunch of those people.
Anytime somebody moves from one area to the other, one of the first things they should do, especially if they're Medicare or they're moving a mom and dad from an area to a new area, is check what the Medicare options are. People assume that it follows them automatically, and it doesn't. And that can be so traumatic for somebody who's had Kaiser for 40 years to move up to Jackson City and not be able to have Kaiser anymore. That could devastate somebody. So got to look at all the options before you make those big moves for somebody. Yes, the move could be very good for them, but you just have to know your options.
Right. And when people call and tell me that they think they're moving up here or they're bringing mom and dad up to live with them, that's one of the things I tell them, along with, giving them the housing information and all that stuff. I say, and please call the area agency and talk to a high-cap person and let them know what your parents' insurance situation is, because it could change when it comes up here.
I will say that we get those calls. Laurie Webb told us to call.
I do. I say it all the time.
So it's perfect.
And why are you might want to talk about the kind of the structure. Why do I have them call down to Sonora? It's an 800 number. Don't worry about it.
It's an 800 number. We do the Sonora office in Area 12's main office is in Sonora. And then HiCap is a volunteer-based program. So we have 13, going on 15 new sites throughout our 5 counties. The 5 counties we cover are Alpine, Amador, Calaveras, Tuolumne, and Mariposa. So HiCap covers a very large geographical area, but we have sites in every one of those areas to help people. The reason we call the Sonora office is because that's where all the intakes are done and all the screenings are done to make sure that they get the right assistance.
The right assistance, and also to make the appointment.
And yes, thank you very much. To make the appointment, exactly.
Because we have had people come in with all their stuff and say, well, they told me that I could just go to the senior center and there'd be somebody there to help me. And so we call for an appointment.
Call for an appointment. On the occasion, there might be a cancellation for a walk-in, but you're taking your chance. Yeah, we're booked pretty solid.
Pretty solid. And especially in October when we have open enrollment. Now, when is open enrollment starting this year?
October 15th through December 7th is the Medicare Part D open enrollment.
And that's the drug plans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is overlapping with the opening of the health exchanges.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So,
are you guys going?
Yeah, the questions are coming in, but and I just want to make sure people understand that both of those things are happening at the same time.
At the same time.
Yes.
So I don't even want to get into the health exchanges today because we don't have enough time to talk about that. But so even people who have been, like myself, I've been on Medicare for about a year now, and I'm with a particular Part D. But I'm thinking I might need to look at it again in October because I'm on a number of different medications. So would it be
every year?
Every year.
Every year. I cannot stress that enough. Every year, Medicare beneficiaries that have a Part D plan should have their plan reassessed to make sure they're on the best plan for the next year. The plans can change their formulary, the tiering, the premiums, the co-pays, everything can change. So being on the safe side and having your plan reassessed allows you to know that 2014 or whatever year it may be, you still have the best plan for that next following year. The bad time to find out you don't have the best plan is January 1st when it's too late to change.
Yeah, and you walk into your pharmacy and they say, that'll be $386.
But it was only $2 last year.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they're not covering it anymore. And that has happened more times than not. And definitely you want to get it reassessed every year. And HiCap would love to help you. We're already taking appointments, believe it or not.
Already taking appointments for October?
People are already calling for their appointments.
Okay, so if you're listening and you think you need an appointment, go get a pencil so you can write down the number. We'll be given that at the end of this segment. So what's the most important thing that people should know? Like when they come in, what sort of information do they need to bring to you for that first thing about A and B or C?
Well, normally when they come into us, they've already gotten their Medicare card. If they don't have their Medicare card, we tell them how to go about applying for their Medicare card.
Okay.
They can do it online or go to the office. But once they have their card, when they come in, we will ask them to bring their Medicare card and their prescription so we can give them all their options new to Medicare. If it's just Part D, we ask them to bring their medications and, again, their Medicare card so we can help them. If they need to enroll or change, we can take care of it at that time.
Okay, and I know that a lot of people say, oh, well, I have this computerized list of my medications, but you all actually want to see the pill bottles.
If it's not the pill bottles, we would love the tags off the bags from the RX, because it has, a lot of people will say, oh, I take such and such, but it's actually the generic they take. But if they tell us the brand name, it changes the pricing. Well, no, that's what I take. Well, it comes out, no, I actually take the generic, and it can change the cost for somebody dramatically.
Right.
So that's why we ask for the actual bottles or the tags off the bags.
Okay, so they can come in with their little stack of tags.
Best information.
Yeah. Okay, and when they want to make an appointment, what number do they call?
They can call the local number, which is 532-6272, or our 800 number is 800-434-0222.
434-0222.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can call the Senior Center, but we're just going to give you that number to call. Well, Debbie, thanks. It's been, as usual, enlightening. Stay tuned. We're going to actually talk about another program that is under the high cap. And we have one of your counselors, Barbara Long's, coming to talk about the...
She's the liaison with the SMP.
SMP is the...
Senior Medicare Patrol.
Senior Medicare Patrol. It's all about Medicare fraud, so you want to stay tuned.